Hello guys, this is a Forex weekly outlook on Euro USD, Pound USD, and gold. So these are the three major pairs I trade. I'll be doing a quick breakdown on what I think the market will do going into next week. So starting off with Euro USD, we are on the daily time frame. So first, we want to look at structure. Like for me, I think structure is one of the most important things when analyzing the charts. That's like the key things to look at the structure. So looking from the left side of the chart here, this was like our previous lower high somewhere here. I don't really go um I don't really go into deeper details, or maybe I don't really spend much time trying to map out all the structure because they are not really that important to me now, but I just want to like talk on them a little bit. So this was like our previous, that's from when we were still bullish here. It was kind of bullish. So it was like our last higher low, and we had the break here. So when price broke this low here, that was when the structure changed to bearish, when we had the break of this low here. So since we had the break here, price has been trending bearishly like ever since. That thing it was um, August 2021. So since then we've been really bearish on Euro USD. So so coming over to the right side of the chart, we already know that long term we are bearish, but since we are kind of day trading, we want to focus on like the current price action, maybe 20 to 60 days back. Not really doing much, or maybe trying to like study what's happening here, like focus around last 20 days, last 60 days. So from last 60 days, like our ranges are highest high and these are lowest low from last 60 range, and then we have like our premium and discounts. Then now looking into structure here Euro USD here, we had like this bearish structure pushed up here, push down, had another push up here, and then push down again. So normally when we have bearish market structure, we normally expect price to, like, after it pushes, we normally expect price to pull back. We have another push again, and then for price like maybe pull back and then continue the bearish structure. But that doesn't happen here, as we see a break of structure, like price broke above this high. So now we have like a break in the bearish market structure. So ideally, somehow we are, Euro USD is kind of turning bearish. And if you look at structure, if you look at structure from here, we can see that this was a pullback. Consider this was like a significant pullback, and then this is like a single push. And now this pullback is kind of pulling back. This is like the pullback phase of this particular push. Okay, and as we all know, the market can't just won't just push straight this way, pull back, and continue that way. Like it will form some kind of internal structure while pushing, and then when pulling back, it forms a whole different thing. Same thing goes when it wants to continue down. So we have to like pay attention to those internal structures because they are very important. So so here we have like this single push. So like it depends on how you want to like look at structure. Okay. For me, I think I might normally combine them. So we have this is like a single push, and within this push we have like this kind of internal structure within the leg. So when we had this break here, this break of structure here, this like a structure high here, because it's like a single push to me. these are a structural high. So until price takes out this, that's the only time I can say that the trend has truly changed. But we are not really going to talk much about breaking this. I just like focus on what's happening here. So we had the push, and then normally when we have a huge push like this, we want to see a significant pullback before price would continue the bearish leg. So here, so, so here we had this break construction. This is like internal, this internal to this, like the structure is internal to this. Like, so we had the break construction here. So when we had this break was kind of signifying to us that price wants to pull back higher into maybe the premium of this whole leg, like the premium, because this is 50% mark and this discount, then this is good. So when price broke this high, that was kind of telling us that we might be getting a pullback into the premium of this whole push here. So after the break of social, now some people would not maybe most people, even I included, when I have a break of structure like this, this is somehow internal to this leg. I can start looking for longs down here, but everything has to make sense on the lower time frame, like on the 4 hour 50 minutes, like everything has to make sense for me to look for longs from maybe within this supply zone, because this is a daily zone. We have this zone here. So we have this zone here. So this is like the daily zone. Let's mark it up this way. So yeah. So normally we want to maybe look for longs within this level. We can say that we have a break in bearish market structure. So when we have this break now, normally we expect price to do this. Let me say we have something else. We are trading bearishly here. So now price breaks this high here. Now we have a break of structure, break of the bearish market structure which we had here. So now the only time we can confirm that the trend and structure has truly changed is when we get a higher low and then a new higher high. That is to say that when we have this break, price can just break this previous high to maybe mitigate something higher somewhere here and then continue going down. And sometimes that's why we have to like wait for those confirmation. We have to be sure that the structure has truly changed. We had the break of structure here, price pulls back. So we want to get that higher low confirmation, which should be down here. Now, when price pushing down, like when price is pulling back, we can't really tell if this low is going to be a higher low. Maybe price maybe mitigating something within here, or maybe something at the extreme. We can't really confirm that these are our higher low. So the only time we can say that yeah, this low is truly our newly formed higher low is when we get a break above this high. So then we can say that yes, the trend and the structure has truly changed, because now we have this break of structure, now have a confirmed higher low and a new higher high. So we can confidently take loans from maybe demand zones down here, like anything within here, anytime price gets back down to it to continue the bullish structure. So that would be how we're looking at structure. And looking at Euro USD, we had the broker structure here. We had the break of structure here, and then now we are in that kind of pullback phase. Now we have a break in bullish structure. That does not mean that so we have a break in bearish structure here. That does not mean that we are entirely bullish. Yes, we have a break of bullish structure, but we need to like confirm that price is really bullish. That we need to see like this low. Maybe this would be like maybe our potential higher low, but it's not really confirmed yet. We don't know if price just wants to maybe pull back to something within here and then continue going low. So the only thing that is confirmed is the bearish structure. That's the only thing that is confirmed. Because for this bullish break in market structure to be confirmed, for this bullish break in market structure to be confirmed, you need to see price pull back, make that higher low, which will be somewhere within here, then push up, breaking this high to make a new higher high. Then we can confidently take longs maybe from demand zones here, or maybe at the extreme down here. Whenever price gets back down to any of the zones, then continue the bullish structure. So that will be how I'll be looking at it. So now on the daily time frame, still on the daily time frame, if you look closely, you see that we had some kind of range up here, like a range here. And if you look at how price was pushing up from like this break in market structure, and you need to understand that whenever we have a break in market structure, price mostly like pull back. And then after a break of structure, we get like a pullback and then a continuation of that particular trend. But now the bullish trend of bullish structure is not really confirmed yet, but that is maybe what we want to see, or just kind of react to whatever the market does. So we had all these little ranges here, like we had this demand range here from this bullish engulfed candle. We have this demand range here, and then we have another range here. So studying this range here, you see that um we had a break above this high. Like we had a break above this range. So normally we expect price maybe keep respecting the range since we are kind of bullish. That's from here. Kind of bullish. We see price keep respecting the range and then continue creating more demand ranges and continue up. But normally after a push phase, you like get a pullback. So now we had this change of character or shift in order flow. It's like a daily change of character or maybe shift in order flow. So now this shift in order flow here from this daily, because this was our range, this like price breaking a demand range. When price breaks a demand range, it kind of signifies that there are more supply than demand in the market. And judging from like studying structure, you know that we are in a push phase. We clearly had this break above this high here, and we are in a push phase. We wouldn't want to start buying and taking loans from up here. Like for me, it doesn't really make sense because we are really high up in the leg. We don't want to start taking loans up here. Like we are in a push phase. You don't want to buy in a push phase. So we want to like wait for price to pull back, and then maybe you can take the loans from down here to continue up. So when we had this change of character here, the change of character kind of signifies to us that we are turning bearish, like until that maybe it kind of signifies to us that the trend is still bearish. Or what am I saying? we Yeah, the confirmed trend is bearish, but we are kind of bullish. And on the bullish structure, like that's from this kind of push here. We you as from this push here, we are kind of getting some kind of pullback. That's, yeah, that price is most likely going to maybe pull back from somewhere here. So it only makes sense to look for shorts from down there. And then after price, we had the break and the change of character. Price pulled back to something within here, and then we had our pullback. So now price is kind of down here, and we don't really know where price is heading to next, because if you look at structure very, you see that from here, that's studying structure from this side of the chart. So that the only trend we have that is confirmed is bearish. So the structure and everything is bearish. And now we have order flow aligning with the bearish structure, because we had the break of the slow price now kind of pulled back and then continued the bearish order flow. So now we have both bearish structure as looking at it from this whole range. We have bearish structure and bearish order flow in the market. And but when we look at it from here, you can see that we are not really bullish, because it's not confirmed yet. We need to see that higher low confirmation and then a higher high for us to see that we are bullish. So we are kind of still bearish but bullish. I don't know if you understand. So going down to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour, this was the daily break of structure. This was our daily demand zone. This white box here. And this like range on the daily, that's from the side slow. So now if you look at the 4-hour, look at the structure, this was the daily change of pattern, which is down here. It's not really a 4 or something. If you look at structure on the 4-hour, we had this break below this low, which was like a break in bullish market structure, which could have indicated that we might be getting a pullback soon. But because we didn't get a confirmed higher low here, sorry, confirmed lower high here, we didn't get a confirmed lower high, which could have maybe pushed price down for it to be confirmed. We didn't really get this, so price kind of continued the bullish structure, which is the only confirmed thing at the moment. So studying structure from here. So here we have a break above this high. So this is like our most recent higher high and higher low. So price breaks the high, pulls back and makes that lower high, pushes down, making a lower low. Push down, which that makes the lower low. This now confirms that we are truly bearish. That's from the 4-hour. And remember, this low was the daily change of character. So on the daily, we are kind of working from within this high and this low. But this is like a single push on the daily, which was just confirmed change of character. This is like a single push. But on the 4-hour, we are kind of working from here and here. So you just have to like combine the two time frames. And it's very important to combine them. So on the 4-hour, we have confirmed the bearish structure, bearish order flow. But then we have this break above this high, which kind of messes up the bearish order flow. It's not like some kind of, let's say, bullish order flow, but you should bear in mind that we are working within this range, which is our daily push. So when so here, I don't really know what's happened here. I don't want to go into more details about what's happened here, but from the 4-hour, kind of mitigated. I think this is a 1-hour demand zone. Kind of mitigated the 1-hour demand zone, and then price pushed down, and then we had just continued the bearish structure on the 4 hour. So now here on the 4 hour, this like now on the 4 hour, the structure on the 4 hour is a bit tricky. Here, this is like a single push. You can like say this a single push, and then this being the pullback phase, maybe to within this zone, or maybe something with the extreme to continue the whole daily structure and daily order flow. So on the 4 hour, when we had this single push, so this zone, we had like this single push. So after like the whole thing, after I push phase, we get like some kind of pullback, like some this like the pullback, and then for price to continue the bearish trend. So here we had a run on this low, and maybe this like the sweep of liquidity. Just like price kind of like swept this high also. I like the sweep above this high and then sweep below this low. Then we had our change of character, which was somewhere here. So when this is more like, let's say, change of character, break or structure type of thing. So we have our demand zone that's from this high here, from this side here to this low. This is like our whole demand zone. Or this is more like refined. This is just an inside bar. So these are supply zone. So when we have this, so if you look at structure from here, as from here, we can say that we are kind of bullish. We have to bear in mind that daily time frame structure is bearish. Daily time frame order flow is bearish. 4 hour structure is bearish. That's judging from this pullback push phase, and then this like a pullback on the 4 hour to continue the push phase. So the 4 hour structure is somehow bearish. The only thing bullish on the 4 hour is the order flow. So now we need to, so we can look to take longs from within this whole zone, like this zone as a whole, or maybe this refined. This is not really refined, but maybe this refined zone, that's which was within this zone. This refined zone, we can just take longs from here to maybe mitigate this supply zone here. So we can just take longs from here when we get the necessary confirmation to mitigate this zone. This zone is kind of unmitigated, and we also have this zone up here is like the S3. So this zone, we can maybe take loans to mitigate one of these. The only time we can maybe confidently take sales from any of these zones is when we get a 4 hour shift in order flow. When we get something like this, maybe get this, the price now breaks this low. As on the 4 hour, because the 4 hour order flow is bullish, so we need to like get a 4 hour shift in order flow to maybe get involved on the shorts. But if you don't get a 4 hour shift in order flow, you can still continue taking longs, or even if the 4 hour kind of just maybe goes down, breaks this low. From here, you can just like take shots from somewhere here, then continue the bearish trend. So I think that's it for the, let me check the 15 minutes. So 15 minutes. I don't really have much stuff in the 15 minutes. This is the 4 hour push. Oh my god. So this is the 4 hour push. So it is not like the pullback, and you can see on the 15 minute we are kind of pulling back bearishly in the 15 minute. So we need to like see that change. Maybe you can look for longs within this zone, maybe somewhere within here. Because our last two structure on the 15 minutes, you can see this high. Yeah, I'll definitely say this one. You can see this or this. I'll consider this to be the last lower high. Yeah, lower high in 15, but I'm mainly looking at this, like this high from here. Maybe looking at this high. So this is like the push phase, and then we're having like the complex pullback for price crossing the lower. So the only time you can take longs from here is when you get like that 15 minutes change, and then you can take longs. So that will be it for Eurusd. Going over to pound USD is basically the same thing. So pound USD, so we kind of have the same very structure we have for USD because they're kind of correlated. So we had this pre-construction here. Yeah, this pre-construction here. And maybe after a pre-construction, we feel like a pullback and then probably like continue the structure, like the very structure, which is on the daily. So switching quickly to the 4 hour. I don't want this video to be very long as this is my first video, so just want to quickly do things so I being as detailed as I can be. So on the 4 hour, on the 4 hour we have this like our last higher look here. Okay, that's when we have this high. So it's just like our last higher look. The price pulled down, failed to make a new higher high. This is what we normally expect it to do. So price failed to make rather we highlight a shift in market structure. Then price broke this low, pulled back, makes a higher low, and then confirms the higher low by breaking both the 4 hour structure and the 4 hour internal structure and made a lower high. So this is a lower low, and this should be a lower high. This is lower high, lower low. So since we had the break construction down here and here, we will normally want to see price pull back into the last maybe supply range before continuing the bearish structure, which is exactly what price did, but price didn't really like do it right away, like kind of play some tricks within here before going down. So we had like this like the whole 4 hour push. This push right here. It's like a whole 4 hour push and needs to pull back to continue the push. But here, why when price started pulling back, we had like a break. This is exactly like the daily time frame on the areas. We had like a break above this internal structure. Because we have like this pullback and the push. So when price broke this, you can see that this like maybe a break in 4 hour bearish order flow. And now the pullback is kind of printing a bullish structure because now we have shift in market structure have a shift in market structure, we have a break of structure, and we have a demand zone here. So since we have a break of structure here, normally expect price to pull back into this, maybe this zone, and then continue. Yeah, so we could just pay close attention. Can just pay close attention to the daily to the 4 hour structure, so we can get involved in these small moves while still paying attention to the big daily move. So now the only time we can maybe take sales, I won't really take sales from here. Maybe I might take sales from within here based on what I have on the 15 minutes. I might take sales from here. It all depends on how I understand the market and maybe how I'm just trying to interpret what the market is doing and what it will do next. So so the only time we like say that okay, price is really ready to maybe take out this low and make a lower low on the day is if we get some kind of 4 hour shift in order flow or change of cloth or whatever you want to call it. That's the only time we can say yes, price is truly bearish. Or yeah, that's the only time we can say that yeah, we can confidently take sales. Okay. So since this is our whole range here, you can actually take buys from anywhere within this zone. You can take buys from anywhere within the zone to take out this high and then maybe just continue the bullish 4 hour structure till when everything changes, which will be something like this 4 hour change of character. Then we have price pulling back into this so we can take the shots here. So I think that will be it for USD. Okay, look at the 15 minutes. 15 minutes, same thing as the daily. Now like a single push here. I like a single push here, and then like those corrective pullback on the 15 minutes. So maybe continue the push. So you can study the 15 minutes and then still wait for that confirmation of a shift in order flow and stuff like that to continue the trend. So quickly going over to gold. Yeah, cool. Daily time frame. Daily time frame. Yeah, the time frame is kind of bearish because we have this low here. We have this low here. We have the push, and then now we have like some kind of complex pullback to continue the push if we eventually take out this low and continue the bearish structure. Quickly going down to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, you can see we have like some kind of interactions here and price changing from bullish to bearish structure of something like within this range. So here, this is where we pay most attention because this was like our last higher low, our last confirmed higher low because it made a higher high. So price pulled back bearishly into this. So normally we expect price to push up and make a new higher high, but price doesn't do that. Yeah, it doesn't do that. So it kind of just weaks this zone, pushes up, and also weaks this zone. Didn't even get to this supply zone above here. Just weaks both the buy side liquidity and the sell side liquidity, and then pushes down, breaking the structure here because this is our last high low. So when price broke this structure here, you can say, okay, since daily is bearish now, 4 hour structure has also turned bearish. It makes sense to look for sales maybe anywhere within here. So we have this as our push phase, and then we will go back to continue the bearish leg. But now on this pullback is almost the same thing as that of the planned USD. On this pullback, we have like bullish order flow, there's like a shift in order flow. Then we have price respecting those demand ranges. So we want to see price starts breaking demand ranges before you can confidently take sales. Because this is a buy to sell with this with one of my POI. They also have this zone here. Also have this zone here. So also pay attention to this. This zone here, also pay attention to. So the only time we can take sales from maybe one of this and this is when we get like that 4 hour shift or that flow or something like this. And then continue down. That's when we have this break here. Price goes back, mitigate something in here and then continue. So we can confidently take sales from anywhere. From you can only take sales from here or here. That's on the 4. But we can also study what's happening on the 15 and see maybe if you can get in the sales early, even before the 4 hour changes. So it all depends on what the market presents tomorrow, that's Monday to Wednesday. So 15 minute structure is like a single push. And then we have that complex pullback to continue single push. So I think that would be it for gold. So just study and see how price develops during the week. And on Wednesday, there will be like maybe a recap on what happened on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe the remaining forecast for Thursday and Friday. So that's it, guys. Hope you find this video useful, and I hope it kind of helps you help you improve as a trader and yeah and stuff like that. So um if you don't understand anything, just feel free to ask questions in the comment section and like and share the video to your friends if you find it helpful. So yeah. And maybe if you want to maybe text me on Telegram, my Telegram ID will be on the description and stuff like that. So have a good trading week, guys.